This is one of my favorite segments that we're going to do all show because we're talking tutties, baby. Anytime touchdown, first touchdown scorer. Who's it going to be? And what's interesting for me, Matt, is the Kansas City Chiefs specifically have had 14 different players this year who have scored touchdowns. That's tied for the most in franchise history for the team, which could be a good thing and a bad thing here, that it does maybe open up a little bit more opportunity for some longer shot odds in the anytime touchdown market. But at the same time, it's the Super Bowl, so you're going to get the ball out to your weapons. How do you feel about the anytime touchdown market?
Yeah, I mean, the favorite in this market being Travis Kelce is incredibly obvious, right? I mean, the guy just
shocking.
gets,
Who would have thought?
The guy gets every single look inside the red zone. He is the favorite target of Patrick Mahomes. He gets these super high percentage little shovel passes as well. I mean, that's the other thing about Kelce that increases his likelihood of scoring so incredibly much is they get down to like the 2-yard line and they don't even run the ball, right? They just do the little shovel pass to him and then he gets in the end zone with that. And so I get the minus 130 on Travis Kelce. I probably won't be betting a minus 130 prop from an anytime touchdown standpoint, but I completely and totally get it. I think the one that really stands out more to me, Dallas Goedert has been, like I said, since he's come back from injury, Dallas Goedert has really become a focus for this team, and certainly with Jalen Hurts out there, he's looking Goedert's way early and often. And once they get down in the red zone, I think he does have some matchup advantages as well when he gets down there. Plus 145 of any of these shorter shot guys. I would be far more likely to bet on a Goedert at plus 145 than certainly laying any money, the minus 130, meaning I'm having to bet $130 to win 100, right? I'd much rather bet my 100 to win 145 on a guy like Dallas Goedert, who I think is, sure, a little bit longer to score a touchdown than Travis Kelce, but I don't think it's as much as maybe these odds imply.
Goedert did only have 3 touchdowns in the regular season, but he has one in the playoffs already here as well. I did lay it with Travis Kelce just because I do feel fairly confident that he's going to get in the end zone. Had a receiving touchdown in 5 straight postseason games, 3 already in the 2 games here, these playoffs. And I mean, Mahomes and Kelce have connected for 13 touchdowns together in the playoffs, second most in postseason history between a quarterback and pass catcher, second only to Brady and Gronk. So not too shabby in numbers there. As far as like some running back options here, I was initially drawn a little bit to Miles Sanders, but I kind of think, and I know it very much so depends on how this usage spreads out between Kenneth Gainwell and Boston Scott. The Eagles do rotate backs pretty often, but if this is a close game like we think, obviously Miles Sanders probably going to get the bulk of these touches. But I kind of liked the idea of splitting my money between Gainwell and Scott, each to have one, because if one of them hits, then you're going to be profitable in this spot at 4-1 or plus 450. Boston Scott has 4 touchdowns his last 5 games. Can he make it 5? He's only averaging about 6 touches per game in that span, but has certainly made the most of them.
Yeah, he's found a nose for the end zone. But one of the things that I did as I was researching for this one is they really do want to keep Miles Sanders on the field as long as the game is kind of game script neutral, which is basically the score being within 1 score of the game. And I don't see a scenario in which this thing kind of gets out of hand one way or the other. Now, it certainly could, but that's not how I forecast this game going. So I think Miles Sanders finds himself on the field much more than those guys right there. I don't think the opportunities really are going to be there as much. I mean, for me, I would see it more likely almost Jalen Hurts calling his own number. That being said, that one is minus 105 for him to do that than it would be even something like a Kenneth Gainwell or a Boston Scott. That brings me to the other quarterback, though, and Patrick Mahomes sitting at plus 450. The one thing we do know, like I said, if he sees a lane, he'll run. They don't do design quarterback runs very often, and I don't expect there to be some sort of designed quarterback run for Patrick Mahomes to get into the end zone. But this guy is one of the best, if not the very best, at just running around and running around and running around until the defense has no idea what's going on, and then he sees that little lane, and then he'll just jump it. And so Mahomes at plus 450, I think, is at least fairly interesting from an anytime touchdown perspective, specifically, too, if you are one of the people that are backing the over in this game. You think there's going to be more points scored in this game. You think there's going to be a lot of opportunities for these teams to score, then of course that increases the likelihood for Patrick Mahomes.
Before you place your next bet, visit VSiN.com for all the latest data and powerful betting tools. Start with our live odds, team comparisons, and previews for every game on the schedule. Then dive deeper with live tracking of betting trends and line movements. And don't miss our unique tools, including odds comparisons from sportsbooks across the country, prop bet search engine, and custom parlay calculator. Everything you need to increase your betting knowledge and confidence is at your fingertips. Visit VSiN.com today.